let's just get straight to this. I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time now, but since me and Robbie are no longer friends, I figured I better just expose him here. And I think Abbas knows this too, because he's been telling me. And I feel like guys like Russ and Dewey should know. And right now I'm just not even with the group. I'm not even with my friend circle to this very day. So I figured I better just expose Robbie right here, as far as like, not that I'm trying to make him look worse, but like of all these years, I've been in a bunch of hangouts with Robbie and Julio, and even with Jeff in the past, and we do our thing, and then after that, just towards the end of the day, there's this we should have this prank call fest. And look, I mean, I've done some myself, even to some telemarketers, and so I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna say this is a bad thing, I'm not saying that, as at some point, like, we all like to just have fun that way, especially to escape from and whatever our problems are and all that. So I've seen, like, being part of their hangouts in the past, I've seen Robbie do a whole lot, pretending to be Chris. Yeah, that's right, I said it, pretending to be Chris, and he does a good job, he's done a good job, playing doing Chris's voice pretty well, much like me being praised by these same guys for impersonating Jeff, and recently Dewey. I got high praise from Neil, and mostly Neil, and Russ, and I think a boss too, for being able to impersonate Dewey. You know what I'm saying? Hello? Hey, yay. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I just want to say what I have to say, you know? Anyways, getting back to this topic at hand. Look, Robbie and I had we had a pretty good run. Being with our friendship, we had a lot of good moments as well, right? But it just, like, since we're no longer even talking, I know that he's with his wife now for the most part. They're doing their thing, but this has just got to be exposed. I mean, like, it's never really Chris that is, while he's drunk, that he's calling them. And I know a boss knows this, because he's told me that that it's not really Chris, quote unquote Chris, calling a boss, calling Russ, calling Dewey, or just talking to them, calling and talking to them. Hell, not even past friends like Vivian and some of the other friends of the past. You know what I'm saying? That I don't even talk to no more. But yeah, look, I'm not trying to make Robbie look like the bad guy here. Obviously he is a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, and again, I'm not saying that prank calling is a bad thing. It just so happens that this just need to be exposed. I gotta expose it. You know what I'm saying? And I know he did it with Jesse too. Way back in 2015. Oh wait, what's today? The 17th? Oh shit. First of all, shout out to Angelique. I know we're not friends anymore either. Happy birthday to her. I didn't find out about her birthday until I think it was 2018. Yeah, where I first knew about her birthday. It was on the 17th. But let's not also forget what happened on that day as well. I remember the day before, me and Jesse went to do the hike at Bridge to Nowhere, and this is my second time doing it with him. And I had along my other ex close friend, Vincent, who I used to hike with about several times already. And we did our hike, and obviously there was no service where we went, and all the way to the bridge. As soon as there was no service as soon as we headed up all the way down to the forest in Azusa, because that's where the hike actually started, right? And so we did our hike, right? And then even after we were done, we didn't get any service until I guess when we got straight back on the freeway. And from there, that's when Jesse told me he got a call from quote unquote Chris, when really that was Robbie. And you know, it just so happens that he got really pissed off. And look, I'm gonna fault Jesse for this because he should never have taken it this far for, just over a prank call. You know what I'm saying? And and rightfully, I know he got offended with. I'm not gonna say the name here, and I know there was an unintentional joke, and he was rightfully pissed off like that. But in terms of the prank call here, I mean, listen, I faulted Jesse for that because he should never have taken it too far. He escalated it to where the next day he had to pick me up from my house, and we went straight all the way to Chris's house because he assumed that it was Chris calling him and telling him, I forgot what the message said, like I have his number or something like was it that he has my number or something like that. There was really nothing there that basically insulted Jesse as far as like the person that he is and what he did to them. But it got that far for Jesse to even go straight to Chris's house to even just to tell him what's up. I mean, I can't remember it from the top of my head. I know they had a conversation, and Chris's dad came out, and and I can't really. I'm trying to remember exactly what just happened, and then I guess Jesse told his dad something, and I don't know. It's like the point where I guess I only remember like after after that incident or that conversation, and then when I saw, I was with Carlos that day too, that Chris actually biked on his way back. I guess he came back from work. At that time, he was working, I think, at the Clarion Hotel, and then he found out what was happening, and I'm trying to. I just remember Jesse was mad at Chris and assuming that it was him that called, when all this time it was never really Chris. It was Robbie, who just loved to prank call, being Chris, right? So, look, I mean, fast forward. I only remember the message that Chris told Robbie, and I think he just told him, because he doesn't talk to me that much anymore. Yeah, my dad was not all that mad, but he said it better not happen again. That's the only message that I can remember as far as I'm concerned. And look, with Chris, I'm gonna have a video on him, like on him overall as a friend. I'm not letting him off the hook either. Like as far as his disappearance and how it just all came about, and there are certain things that just annoyed me about him. I'm not letting him off the hook either. But that's going to be another video for another day. So I'll get to that when I get a chance to. While I'm still taking care of some business and some of the ongoing problems I have. So, anyways, getting back to this topic at hand. Like I said, Robbie was responsible for all the prank calling, right? Look, I'm not trying to make it out to be that he's doing the bad thing. And look, I've done it too. Like I said, I've done it with Russ. I've done it with Dewey. I've done it with, I've done it with some friends, and I've done it with some telemarketers too. So Robbie's not the only one in this. I've done it too. I've seen Julio be a part of the prank call fest, and me too. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I'm not trying to make Robbie look like the bad guy here. He's never been a bad guy. He's always a nice dude, and when I want to ask if I need help on something, he'll help me out. You know what I'm saying? But he just I just gotta let it be known that it's Robbie this whole time doing all the prank calling and all that, especially most of the time pretending to be Chris. Now look, Dewey's never gonna see this video. I'm sure. I don't think he needs to see it. I'm not even talking to anyone right now still either. But whoever sees this, I'm pretty sure most of the friends like probably unsubscribed to me. They're never gonna know, but I just gotta let it be known. So that's all I gotta say, man. Look, like I said, Robbie's got his own life now, and so does Julio, and they're just busy with their own lives. You know what I'm saying? So look, I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna make him look like a bad guy as far as like what he's done, but again, it just gotta be known. And I know Abbas knows it. I know it, because I've been there. I've been there with some of the hangouts, and I think, and yeah. All right, well, that's all I gotta say, and I'll definitely get to Chris in another video, because I'm not letting him off the hook either with a lot of what I just mentioned. So I'll get to him, especially since we're not even really talking anymore and all that. He just faded out. You know what I'm saying? All right, peace.